Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. So Paddy Donovan scores a 7th round TKO over William Herrera, and I think he really answers some questions here. If you don't know, Donovan currently 12-0, or he's now 12-0 with 9 KOs, no draws, no defeats, trained by Andy Lee. Very slick style, kind of upright, very smooth, southpaw style. He's only 25 years old. I think he's from Limerick, and he fought Herrera, who was brought in to sort of to really ask some questions, and he did do that. Herrera came in with 15 wins, only 6 KOs, so it didn't look like he had a bit of pop. But 2 defeats, both on points, never stopped. So this is his first stoppage defeat, and he's only 27, Herrera. So it's not like he was past it, or he had some ambition himself. Well, Donovan started off, and for the first 4 rounds, he kind of dominated without really putting a dent in Herrera. Like I say, very slick, stand-up style, looks relaxed, nice jab, lets the backhand go. Just the first 4 rounds were pretty much interchangeable. You couldn't really pick the bones out of any of them because they're all very, very similar. But in the 5th round, Herrera really did start to sort of get his engine running, and he got close to Donovan and started banging him like with the overhand, both hands actually, overhand right in particular, but the left hook was coming in, and he started to work the body as well. And that 5th round, you thought, oh, hello, the tide's turning. And at the end of that round, Donovan had a nick on his left eye, I think, but he was looking really fatigued, as if suddenly he had to change not just one gear, but up several gears, and he was feeling the pace a bit. So there was a question being asked there at Donovan. In the 6th round, Herrera did much the same thing. It was a lot of body punching going in there. He had some real ambition, Herrera. He'd come there to win. And like I say, he's only 27. He's a young man, so he's coming into his prime. And he was getting to Donovan. And Donovan was fighting back, but he was fighting at a pace he did not like. It was clearly evident. He didn't look like he was having fun in there. Whereas Herrera, having, been basically schooled for the first 4 rounds, he was, when you're in a fight and sometimes, that the punches after several rounds don't seem to hurt so much, you're almost kind of numb to them. That was the impression I was getting with Herrera. Any fatigue he had, any punishment he was taking, he was able to sort of soak it up and go forward, whereas Donovan had suddenly switched from being a dominant fighter to being one under the cosh. So in the 6th round, even though there was some back and forth exchanges, very good round, you felt that Herrera was in the ascendancy. But then in the 7th, Donovan answered all the questions because he found the key to the door, which was the body punching. And he floored Herrera quite heavily to the body with, I can't remember, I mean, he was banging with both hands to the body, but there was definitely one particular punch which put him over. And Herrera went down, got up at 8, tough kid, clearly hurt. Hands up, yeah, I'm ready to fight, goes in there again, but he's still feeling the effects. I mean, he can hardly hold his hands up, and Donovan's letting his hands go, pushes him to the ropes, gets him to the ropes, letting both hands go, and Herrera, you can see, sort of wants to take a knee. Shall I take a knee? No. Eventually he does go down for a 2nd time, gets up again, says to the ref, I'm fine, no problem, let's do it, And then Donovan jumps in, gets him in a corner, I think it was, lands a couple of clean punches, and the ref jumps in. And some people, the commentators, were saying, oh, it was a bit premature. I don't know. I suppose you can argue, yeah. Because Herrera he knew where he was trying to fight back, but he was clearly hurt to the body badly. So Donovan finished this fight well. 7th round stoppage, 2 knockdowns. But like I say, after the 5th round, he had a nick over the eye. After the 6th round, he had blood coming out of his nose. So he'd been in a fight. And there had been some questions about his gas tank asked, about his ability to switch gears, to change tactics, which he did well. I was impressed with how Donovan came through it, and I think Andy Lee, I guess, would probably be impressed as well. So, decent fighter, Paddy Donovan, only 25 years old. Yeah, this kid can go places. And Herrera himself, I mean, they'll probably bring him back to fight some other prospect because he does come to win and he does come to give you rounds. And again, not an old man. Both these guys are in the mid-20s. So what did you think of Paddy Donovan? Did you see this fight? How far do you think he can go? Think he can go at European level? He's keeping busy. He stopped Danny Ball in 4 rounds in his last fight. That was back in November. That was quite very recent. We're only in January at the moment. And that was only in 4 rounds. But that was a really good performance as well. So I think he's learning the trade well. He's being brought along at the right pace. And you would expect that from a fighter who's trained by Andy Lee, who, of course, as we know, was trained by Emmanuel Stewart, the great Emmanuel Stewart. Then when Emmanuel passed, I think Adam Booth, another very good trainer, took the reins with Andy. Andy won the WBO middleweight title. He's been there, he's done that. And I think Paddy Donovan's in pretty good hands, actually. So leave your comments below if you've got any. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the subscribe button. You can do that. That would be a big, big help. And also tap that like button as well, because they count them, I'm told. It's the algorithm, whatever that is. I don't even know what that is. But, you know, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Please, pretty please with sugar on. Thank you. All right. Catch you later, fellas. Bye for now.